If a woman tells you her problems, it's not always because she wants you to fix them, and that right there is where most men get it wrong. You see, men are wired to solve problems. If something breaks, you fix it. If there's a challenge, you find a solution. But women don't always approach their problems the same way. Many times when a woman is opening up to you, she's not testing your ability to fix things. She's testing your ability to listen, connect, and understand. This might sound strange or even frustrating at first, but it's the truth. And here's the kicker. How you respond in these moments determines how much trust, respect, and attraction she'll feel for you. Most men think they need to play the role of the hero every time. But often the hero in her eyes isn't the man who swoops in with answers. It's the man who can sit with her emotions without getting defensive, dismissive, or annoyed. Let's be real here. A woman bringing her problems to you is rarely just about the problem itself. It's about something deeper. It's about her need for connection. It's about wanting to feel seen and heard by the man she's with. And sometimes it's about testing whether you're emotionally strong enough to handle her at her most vulnerable. If you fail that test, if you shut her down, ignore her, or make her feel like a burden, she won't forget it. Now I know some of you might be thinking, so what? I'm just supposed to listen to complaints all day. No, that's not the point. This isn't about you being her therapist or her emotional dumping ground. It's about recognizing what these moments really mean and handling them in a way that builds attraction instead of killing it. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to break this down in a way that will completely change how you look at these situations, because once you understand what it really means when a woman tells you her problems, you'll stop feeling frustrated and start using these moments to strengthen your connection, your influence, and your role as a man in her life. 1. She's testing if you're safe to open up to. Testing. If you're safe to open up to, when a woman starts sharing her problems with you, it's not random, it's deliberate. She's trying to figure out if you're a man she can actually trust with her emotions. Women don't just open up to anyone, especially about the things that weigh heavily on their minds. When she chooses to share her stress, frustrations, or even personal struggles with you, she's testing the waters. Can this man handle my vulnerability without turning it against me? Can he sit with me in this moment without judgment or dismissal? This is where many men fail without even realizing it. A lot of guys will cut her off, get impatient, or immediately jump into problem-solving mode, and in doing that, they send her the message, "I don't really want to hear this. Just get to the point and let me fix it." But to her, that doesn't feel like care. It feels like rejection. What she's really watching is how you respond under pressure. If she feels you can't even sit through a conversation about her problems, she'll assume you definitely can't handle the bigger challenges that might come in the relationship. Think of it like this. When she shares her problems, she's not handing you a puzzle to solve. She's handing you a piece of herself. Your reaction tells her whether you're the kind of man who can protect her emotionally or the kind of man who will make her feel unsafe for being real with you. Let's paint a scenario to make this clear. Imagine you're out with her after a long day, and she says, "Work was terrible. My boss is stressing me out, and I just feel like I'm drowning." Now, if you immediately respond with, "Well, just quit then," or D, don't let it bother you. It's not that deep. You failed the test. Why? Because you dismissed what she's feeling. You made it about shutting her down instead of showing her that she can lean on you. But if you respond with calm presence, sounds like it was a rough day, Tell me what happened. You've just positioned yourself as a man who's solid, steady and safe. 2. She wants to see if you can stay calm. To see if you can stay calm under pressure. When a woman brings you her problems, she's also watching how you react under stress. Not every man realizes this, but your response in these moments tells her a lot about your character. Do you stay calm, collected and grounded, or do you get irritated, dismissive or defensive? Because make no mistake, your reaction is being noted. Women instinctively look for stability in a man. It's not about money, status or looks in this context. It's about emotional strength. If every time she comes to you with a problem, you roll your eyes, snap at her, or try to shut the conversation down, she'll eventually conclude that you're not capable of handling pressure. And if you can't handle her venting about work, family, or everyday struggles, how will you handle the bigger storms that life throws at you both? Staying calm isn't about sitting there like a robot without emotion. It's about showing her through your tone, body, language and presence that you're steady, that you won't crumble or get angry just because she's upset. If she's crying, stressed or venting, and you meet that energy with grounded calmness, it makes her feel like she can lean on you. That doesn't mean you absorb all her emotions. It means you don't let her. Emotions shake your foundation. Think about it this way. When a woman shares her problems, she's bringing chaos to the table. What she wants to see is if you can meet her chaos with order. If she's storming, can you be the anchor? If she's spinning, can you remain centered? If she's emotional, can you respond with balance instead of matching her energy? This doesn't mean you should tolerate cons. Tant negativity or endless complaining. That's a different issue and requires boundaries, which we'll get to later. But in normal everyday situations, your ability to remain calm is what communicates strength to her. The men who lose patience, snap or check out emotionally don't come across as strong. They come across as weak and unreliable. The truth is, women test men unconsciously all the time. Sharing her problems is one of those tests. She's asking herself, if I let my guard down, if I show him my frustrations, will he stay steady or will he crack? And if you consistently show her that you can stay calm under pressure, she'll start seeing you as a man she can truly rely on. So the next time she comes to you, stressed or emotional, don't take it as an attack or a burden. See it for what it really is, an opportunity to prove your strength. Because in her eyes, the man who can stay calm in the storm is the man worth keeping. 3. It's not about the problem, it's about the connection. One of the biggest mistakes men make when a woman shares her problems is assuming the issue itself is what matters most. But here's the truth, it's rarely about the problem. What she's really looking for is connection. When she brings something to you, she's less interested in the what and more interested in the how. How you respond, how present you are, how much space you create for her to feel heard. That's the real game. Men are solution-driven. If the car breaks down, you fix it. If the bills are due, you pay them. Straightforward. But women don't always operate that way in their emotional world. To her, sharing a problem isn't just about getting rid of the stress. It's about building closeness with you through the act of sharing. She's letting you into her world. She's saying, here's what I'm carrying, and I trust you enough to carry a little of it with me. Now, if you approach this like a mechanic trying to fix an engine, you miss the point entirely. Telling her to just stop worrying or don't let it bother you shuts down the very connection she's trying to create to her. Those phrases don't sound strong, They sound dismissive. And the more you do it, the more she'll stop coming to you. She'll start taking her problems elsewhere, usually to someone who will listen. And when that happens, your role in her emotional life shrinks. Here's what you need to understand. For a woman, sharing her problems is an intimacy builder. It's not a weakness. It's a bridge. It's her way of pulling you closer and saying, I want you to see me fully, even when I'm not put together. If you can accept that and handle it with calm presence, you give her the connection she's really seeking. And let's be clear, connection doesn't mean agreeing with everything she says or pretending her problems are the end of the world. Connection simply means giving her the space to unload without judgment, showing her that you're tuned in and proving through your tone and body language that you're steady enough to handle her emotions. She's checking if you truly listen. 4. She's checking if you truly listen. Here's something a lot of men underestimate. When a woman shares her problems, she's not just talking to fill the air. She's paying attention to whether you actually listen. And listening doesn't just mean hearing the words. It means being present enough to show her that what she's saying matters to you. Most guys make the mistake of half listening. Maybe you nod your head, throw in the occasional yeah or but your mind is somewhere else. Or worse, you're waiting for her to stop talking so you can give your solution and be done with it. To you, it feels efficient. To her, it feels like neglect. Women are sharp at picking up whether you're engaged or not. If you're scrolling on your phone while she's talking, if your eyes glaze over, or if you interrupt her to speed things along, she notices. And when that happens, she doesn't just hink you weren't paying attention. She feels like she's not important to you. That's where the damage starts. Listening in her eyes is proof of care. It's proof of respect. It's proof that you value what she's experiencing even if you don't fully understand it. When you listen closely, when you actually lock in, maintain eye contact, nod with intention, and respond in a way that shows you caught what she said, you send her the message, I hear you, I see you, and I'm present with you. That alone makes her feel safe around you. Now, this doesn't mean you need to sit there like a therapist or repeat everything back word for word. It's not about turning the conversation into a counseling session. It's about being tuned in enough that she feels she's not talking to a wall. For example, if she says she's frustrated because her coworker keeps undermining her and you reply with, so it feels like they're not respecting you. That shows you actually processed what she said. That little bit of attentiveness goes a long way. 5. She wants to feel like you're on her team. She wants to feel like you're on her team. When a woman tells you her problems, one of the unspoken things she's really looking for is partnership. She wants to feel like you're on her team, not standing against her or brushing off what she's going through. And here's where a lot of men unintentionally mess up. Instead of making her feel supported, they either downplay the problem or act like she's being dramatic to her. That's not just frustrating, it feels like betrayal. Think about it this way. When she comes to you, she's letting you into her world. She's saying, I'm struggling with this. Stand with me. She doesn't need you to take the wheel and fix it all for her. She doesn't need you to fight her battles for her. What she needs is to feel like she's not alone in it. That sense of us versus the problem is what strengthens the bond between you. Now, being on her team doesn't mean blindly agreeing with everything she says or validating unhealthy behavior. It's not about being a yes man, it's about showing her that even if you don't fully get why she feels the way she feels, you're still in her corner, Simple, I hear you. I get why that would be frustrating communicates more support than a 10-minute lecture about how she should have handled things differently. What most men don't realize is that women are constantly scanning for signs of loyalty and alignment. If every time she opens up, you minimize her feelings, she'll start to believe that she can't count on you. And once she feels like she can't rely on you emotionally, her respect and attraction for you will slowly erode. On the other hand, when you position yourself as her teammate, you build trust. She feels secure knowing that even if the world outside is chaotic, she has someone solid by her side. That doesn't mean she won't still vent, complain, or get emotional. That's part of her process. But the fact that she knows you'll stand with her through it makes her bond with you stronger. 6. She's measuring your emotional strength. Emotional strength. When a woman shares her problems with you, she's not just looking for sympathy. She's quietly measuring how strong you are emotionally. And strength here doesn't mean showing no emotion at all. It means you can handle her ups and downs without losing your balance or becoming reactive. Too many men think being strong means shutting a woman down or telling her she's overreacting. But that's not strength. That's avoidance. Real strength is when you can stand firm while she's emotional without needing to control the situation or silence her. She wants to know if you can handle her vulnerability without folding or running away. Let's picture a situation. You're at home and she walks in clearly upset about something that happened with her family. She starts venting, her tone sharp, her energy heavy. In that moment, she's watching you closely. Do you snap back at her tone? Do you tell her to calm down? Do you leave the room? Or do you stay calm, let her express herself, and keep your composure? If you fall apart or react defensively, you've just shown her that you can't handle her when she's not at her best. But if you remain steady, if you hear her out, maybe give a short grounding response and keep your frame, you've shown her real emotional strength. And that to a woman is extremely attractive. Why? Because emotional strength signals to her that you're dependable. It tells her that no matter what life throws your way, you won't collapse under the weight of it. It tells her she doesn't need to babysit your emotions on top of managing her own. For a woman, that's security. And security, whether men like to admit it or not, is one of the most powerful drivers of attraction. She's testing if you're the man she can truly respect. 7. She's testing if you're the man she can truly respect. When a woman brings her problems to you, there's often a bigger question behind it. Is this a man I can truly respect long term? Respect is the foundation of attraction. Without it, love, commitment, and even intimacy eventually fade. And here's the hard truth. Many men lose respect, not because they aren't good people, but because they don't know how to handle moments like these. Think about it. If every time she opens up you get defensive, dismissive, or irritated, what does that show her? It shows her you're easily rattled. It shows her you can't handle discomfort. And over time, that chips away at her respect for you. The more her respect declines, the weaker her attraction becomes. That's why some men wake up one day shocked that their woman has pulled away because they didn't notice all the small moments where she stopped seeing them as the strong, grounded man she could lean on. Here's where I'll give you some constructive criticism. Too many men either overreact or completely check out when their woman shares her struggles. Overreacting, getting angry, turning it into an argument, or trying to dominate the conversation makes you look insecure. Checking out, Nodding but not listening or brushing her off makes you look weak and uninterested. Neither of those earns respect. What earns respect is balance. It's being present without being overrun. It's listening without becoming her emotional sponge. It's offering perspective when it's needed, but not feeling pressured to fix every detail of her life. Respect grows when she sees that you can handle her emotions and still hold your frame. This doesn't mean you tolerate endless complaining or allow yourself to be drained. Strong men know when to draw the line. You can listen and support her, but you can also calmly set boundaries if it becomes too much. In fact, the ability to balance empathy with firmness is one of the clearest signs of a man who deserves respect. When you consistently handle these moments with steadiness, she begins to see you differently. You're no longer just her boyfriend, husband, or partner. You're her anchor, the man who doesn't crumble, who doesn't run, and who doesn't get dragged into chaos. And in her eyes, that's rare. That's valuable. That's the kind of man she doesn't want to lose. So, here's the point. When she shares her problems, she's not just venting. She's testing if you're a man worth respecting. If you fail, she pulls away. If you pass, she invests more. The choice is in how you show up. Be the man who listens but doesn't get lost. Be the man who stays calm but not passive. Be the man who supports but also leads. That's the man she respects, and that's the man she'll never want to let go of. Conclusion: when a woman tells you her problems, it's never just about the problem itself. It's about what your response reveals. She's showing you pieces of her vulnerability and watching. Can you handle it without shutting down, overreacting, or making it all about you? If you can, you gain her trust, her respect, and her attraction. If you can't, you slowly lose them. And here's a thought that might sting a little. Women don't leave men because of one big fight or one mistake. They leave because over time they realize they can't respect the way a man handles them at their most vulnerable. That's why these moments matter more than you think. The truth is, she doesn't need you to be her therapist, her savior, or her problem solver. What she needs is for you to be steady, present, and strong. She needs to feel like you're on her team, that you listen, and that her emotions don't scare you off. That's what makes her trust you more deeply, and that's what keeps her drawn to you. So, the next time a woman brings her problems to you, don't see it as an inconvenience, see it as an opportunity. It's your chance to show her the kind of man you really are. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you usually react when a woman shares her problems? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading and responding because this is a conversation worth having.